So today we're going to talk about the reality and the reality of dog training sports and just, all of that kind of stuff. So you see, I just petted Toph here and she kind of like is weird. She's just weird. We've had a lot of like stuff with her throughout her life, and I've really tried to make it work to compete with her in the sport that I'm in. So she'll like get slinky with me petting her, and then she'll try to grab my hand like she just did. She's got an interesting character. Like, you see how bossy she is, but then on the next thing, when I go to pet her, she'll get all slinky and weird. I didn't really get too far in training with her. Her obedience was super fast, and she had a lot of sit. She had a lot of good things going with her, and she had a lot of things that I thought I could work through, or I would work through as she matures and gets a little stronger. I never did very much protection stuff with her. I never did tracking, was very minimal. I worked a lot on obedience and environmentals with her because I saw some real weak points with her, and I thought I could work through it. So you see she's really happy here, but she's interesting. At one moment, she'll be so strong if I do something like that, and on the next one I go to pet her, she'll slink down and crush to the ground. So I sit in talking with her breeder. He wasn't really happy with what he was seeing with her, some of her traits and stuff. So he decided, hey, you know, it's time for us to make a change. So some people would say that's really hard. How could you get rid of your dog? Well, I did get these dogs for a specific reason. And the great thing about the breeder that I do work with is he's going to put her in a good home. That's what he does with dogs that don't work out, because he's a breeder and he goes through a lot of dogs where some breeders just get rid of the dogs and the dogs go who knows where. He doesn't do that. He has plenty of people that are waiting to rehome dogs that don't work out. And I'm 45 years old, right? So I'm getting kind of old. And the amount of time that I have left to work two Malinois, or Malinois in general, is running out. And I'm trying to get to a national stage, which is hard. You know, I like her personally in some ways, but in some ways she's got some crazy habits that are really weird, and she's super bossy. Like, she's just biting on me and nibbling on me and trying to make me pet her. Sit. She's very pushy in some ways, but then she's very interesting in some other ways. So I have another male Malinois coming in. He should be here next week, and we're just going to start over. So it's very defeating because I put a ton of work in with this dog, and I tried really, really hard with her. I could probably get a 2 on her, maybe a 3. But that would be pushing it, because you don't know if she's going to choose to show up that day. And sometimes she just chooses not to show up, or she's like, I don't want to chase a ball today. I don't want to do anything, which is pretty crazy to go from the extreme she goes to the other extremes. But she'll make somebody a really good pet, and she's got some good training. So she got trained for a year and a half for pretty much free, and she's going to go somewhere and she's going to have the life that she deserves, rather than me struggling with her to get her to do a job that she probably doesn't want to do. I'm not into that anymore. Sit. I did that enough in the military, forcing dogs to do some work that they probably didn't want to do, and I'm not doing that with dogs to compete in a sport. I want a dog that wants to do the sport, and I want the dog that wants to compete in the sport and wants to work with me and not against me. So that's the next step, and that's the reality of some of this stuff, you know. But the great thing is I'm working with a breeder that cares about every single dog that he creates, and he's going to find a good home for her, and she's going to go somewhere great. So the next chapter's coming, and we'll do an update on that in hopefully a week. And I'm going to go through the tired puppy stuff again. So talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.